distinguished and honored guests, it is a pleasure to be here this morning for the Jamaica Diaspora USA Leadership Summit 2018.
Representatives of organizations who started this all many years ago, NAJASO, JAA, JANC, and American Jamaican Association of Atlanta. In the words of the pledge we made many years ago, we pledged that we would do exactly what we are doing, wherever we are. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, peace, and to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica under God increase in beauty, fellowship, prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
The Jamaica Diaspora USA Summit 2018 really revolved around a strategic development plan that we need to put in place moving forward for Jamaican diaspora here in the United States.
I'm here as a listener to observe and to see how I can contribute to this conversation and in building the framework for communication in the diaspora.
I think it's just really important for us to also tie schools and communities in Jamaica together. Where are these children going after they leave school? And so while we roll up our sleeves, we get down there with a mission team, typically of 18 people. We get in these schools. We're in the classroom teaching these students life lessons, and so they hear other voices. They see us coming back and helping out and giving back.
But we're here for one single agenda. We're here to move the country that we love so much. We're here to move the country forward with a unified plan. And a great idea can come from any one of us here in this room.
The time has come, and we want to welcome you all here to be a part of that conversation. Have an equal seat at the table.
So I'm participating in this group to try to see how you can tell me, show me how to do it better from a governmental point of view, because we are facilitators, we are helping to develop the policy, the pathways, the mechanisms, and so on.
I mean, what would be the reason for people to stay away from actually getting involved in true civic engagement?
I'm glad you raised that question. For me, the thing is, you're trying to what I'm hearing is you're trying to define what is civic activism, and that it occurs in community in different areas at different levels.
Let us look at the things that we see that we know we need to work on. This is a diaspora conference. Is there a way for us to lift us to another level where you as business owners can take a step to move the ball down the field, right? And so what do we want to use this opportunity to do from what we see here and say, this is my recommendation.
We must bring this community together in the United States, where we call our home, away from home, to make sure that we do the right things together, not apart. We have to have a unity of purpose as we move forward.
How can we as young people now start to engage our peers in Jamaica more so and liaising with each other. Because I think we spoke about issues that we have as individuals with regardless of where you are, but to kind of bring it back to what we're here for.
Listen to the ideas from each other, because I think it is in listening that we actually learn.
I have a task from the Ministry of Health to have clinics adopted in Jamaica. And I've been busy since last night recruiting, telling people, so this is the type of stuff we want to do. Here is Claudette Powell in New York, but how would someone know what we're doing? And it's still a challenge. How do we disseminate information? As I was speaking to people, they're saying, wow, I didn't even know, or persons were talking to me last night. I'm saying, you mean I'm in there in New York and I did not know that doctor has been doing that? So there gotta be a medium in which we can get our information out.
And actually, we let the conversation start at the summit because we're planning to move around the entire diaspora community to get some general consensus.
If only you reach back, not just even a little. Think about how much that would have impacted our nation.
Yeah.
And the room full of people, that's what we're here to talk about today. You know, we're not just about talking. I could tell you that about the Jamaica Project USA. We're about doing. So we're not about meetings and getting together without action. In fact, I am all about being in the trenches. So, you know, if you want to volunteer, be prepared to work. You know, Tony Gray will tell you, the president of AJA, he told me the last day of the mission trip, he came up and he said, I quit.
We then took a look at how we can utilize the opportunities to really conquer some of the threats that we may experience. Opportunities include volunteerism, really giving back to Jamaica in various different ways, whether it's through exchange programs or going specifically on missions trip. Also really honing in on how are we going to really engage the youth diaspora here in the U.S. We talked a lot about successorship, and that seemed to be a key theme that has been resonating throughout the whole entire summit. And so we want to focus on how we as young leaders can really understand what it is to be a leader, so that when the current leaders leave their posts, we can see how we can align ourselves and fit in.
My best friend left Jamaica in 1979, and he has had no interaction with Jamaica. In fact, only when I come up here, he speaks a little Pato, right? I've said to him, I said, Brian, I'm coming for persons like yourself. I want to engage you. You have a lot to contribute to Jamaica, and sometimes we have to use different approaches with different groups, different entities, but certainly we want to get more and more persons involved. Listen, Jamaica, we all know this. Jamaica is perhaps one of the most powerful, coolest brands in the world. As you said, Jamaica, people get excited. As you said, Jamaica, doors open.
As we continue on this journey, we're looking to develop a strategic plan, a roadmap of sorts, to determine our path and how we can come together, bring our collective voices, our collective resources, our human capital together, so that we can grow stronger in our communities.
And having a diaspora movement that is strong, that sends a message that we are more than a dot on the map in the Caribbean, is impactful, and that impact needs to reverberate across the world.
We're gathering leaders from all over the United States, and even we've had people come in from Jamaica and some other countries, believe it or not, to really participate in a conversation. And this is a very historic event in that it's the first time the entire United States diaspora has really put on an event where we are all coming together under one roof for one purpose, and to actually meet some of us for the first time, because we have talked on the telephone, we've collaborated on a lot of things, and this is the first time we're having these folks under the same roof.
That we as Jamaicans can come together and put a wonderful event together, put an organization together that will represent our concerns. So if you touch us on the east, you touch us on the west. You touch us on the north, you touch us on the south.
So part of my mandate will be to reaching out to all the communities, having a greater presence. We're going to be building on the work that has been done in the past, but we want to be reaching out to the communities as much as possible, supporting and facilitating the growth agendas in Jamaica and supporting the diaspora to be a part of that solution.
Because even when I lead the task force, I know so much that's going on, but what's the sense if people don't know what we're doing? 200 medical missions going to Jamaica. Who knows, maybe after we come together, you won't need 200 missions. So 1 week, for example, I'm going to one in January. By the time I'm leaving, another group, persons I know, will be heading to the island. We probably could have all gone there even for 2 weeks and cover a wider area.
Yes.
So, well overdue.
There's quite a disparity as it relates to the millennials. So what we're trying to do as leaving this summit is to create a definitive strategic action plan to help develop the overall diaspora as it relates to the millennials.
It is really good to be here in Atlanta this morning. My organization, the Jamaican National Group, is very proud to be sponsor of the inaugural Diaspora USA Leadership Summit. And I thank all the participants, particularly those who have traveled from outside the state of Georgia to attend this historic gathering. I wish to thank Dr. Francis, Mrs. Maitland Lawrence, and Mr. Goldie for their leadership and work in staging this leadership summit. It's against this background that we, the children of Jamaica, scattered across many states, meet today in the United States of America to discuss and have a dialogue on our destiny and our future. The reality is that Jamaican diaspora contributes significantly to the Jamaican economy. Your philanthropic giving to Jamaica, the tourism investments and remittances. This is significant, and you need to ensure that your contribution is known and leveraged for the policies in Jamaica that will support your objectives.
As the government of Jamaica prepares to host the next biennial diaspora conference in 2019, this meeting charts the path for the Jamaican community in the U.S. to begin preparations for that important event, which serves as the roadmap for enhanced coordination of the diaspora to enable you to strengthen your engagement with our homeland. I wish to underscore that the Jamaican diaspora represents more than a source of remittances. The government of Jamaica sees you as important partners in nation building. Your support over the years, which has taken many forms, is deeply appreciated.
So truly, we can no longer see the diaspora as just some disconnected segment. The diaspora is a critical part of Jamaica. And so I'm very careful not to speak of it as if it is detached. Wherever a Jamaican stands or sits is Jamaica. And that must be the message that you take back. That your minister says, Jamaica is wherever you are. Because as a small island developing state, we can only reach our full potential by making the best use of our intellectual, spiritual, and other attributes wherever we are scattered across the globe.
Justice, truth be ours forever.